Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the state of Kaspa mining and answering the question whether or not you should get into Kaspa mining. And I'm also going to be giving you guys an update of my current setup on how I'm personally mining Kaspa today. So right now, what I have over here is the KS0 Pro. It's currently running at 200 gigahashes. This over here is the KS0 Ultra, which is 400 gigahash. The miner that I have right here is the original KA box, not the KA box Pro. This does about 1.18 terahash. And then the miner over here is the most recent one I got from Ice River, which is the KS2 Lite, running at about 2 terahash. And the current wattage that all these miners are taking up is about 1,182, and it cost me about $60 to have these guys running. So I also have these guys solo mining except for my KS0 Pro. The reason why the KS0 Pro is not solo mining is because it would take over 2 months. Basically, that's the odds of finding a block with the KS0 Pro. But the KS0 Ultra, you still have a pretty decent odd of finding a block within 1 month. So that's pretty much why I still have everything else on solo, because they are all pretty much capable of finding a block within a month, at least one. And I am going to be sharing with you guys my statistics so far in the last 3 months of solo mining to kind of show you where I'm at. Let's go ahead and head up to my office so that I can show you guys the node that I'm currently running so that I can solo mine. All right, so I'm back here in my office, and as you can see, this is the node that I'm running so that I can solo mine with my miners. This is the Kaspa bridge right here, and you can also see the miners that are connected to solo, which is the KA box, the Ultra, and the KS2 Lite, and that is currently hashing away at about 3.66 terahash. And I just recently resetted my bridge because I just have not been able to find a block, and sometimes resetting it may just give me some luck, but I don't know. I don't really think it matters. You know, it's just the odds right now are increasingly getting higher all the time because the hash rate is really volatile, and it's soon going to be at all-time highs again. But this node is currently running on a Raspberry Pi 5, which is down below here. And I do have a video if you guys are interested in solo mining with the Raspberry Pi 5. I have a tutorial on how you can actually set that all up. But I am going to be upgrading to a more powerful mini PC so that I can be ready for 10 blocks per second. And I'm really excited to see my solo mining results once 10 blocks per second come online. So that's pretty much my setup for how I'm personally mining Kaspa right now. All right, so let's take a look at some of my stats here in regards to me solo mining for the last 3 months almost here. So as you can see, in November, my estimated amount of Kaspa I was supposed to make was 588, which was equivalent to about 7.6 blocks. So almost 8 blocks I should find in the month of November. I actually ended up making 881 Kaspa, which is equivalent to 11 blocks. And the electric is about, like I said, $60, $61 a month. And so I profited in Kaspa, especially since Kaspa price has increased now, and I don't sell my Kaspa to pay my electric bill. That profit for that month is now sitting at $71.15. Now, I also want to mention, I did not actually find 11 blocks in that month. The blocks that I found just were equivalent to 881 Kaspa, which is equivalent to 11 blocks. But in that month, my KS0 Ultra found 2 blocks in a single day, and one of the blocks had 300 Kaspa in it because of fees. So that was just super lucky for that month. And this is not pretty much something that you would expect every single month. As you can see, the next month, my estimated amount of Kaspa I was supposed to make was 399, which is equivalent to about 5.4 blocks for the month. I only made 312 Kaspa, and I actually only found 3 blocks, or this was equivalent to finding 3 blocks in that month. And so I'm negative in terms of profitability if I was really caring about paying my electric bill, but I never sell the Kaspa. I just hold it for long term and just pay the electric bill myself. And then as you can see here in January, I haven't found a single block yet. My last block I found was back on December 26th of 2024. So it's almost been a whole month. Within 10 days from now, it's going to be a whole month without a block if I don't find one till then. So this is just to show how solo mining is really not predictable, and there's not really a certain answer as to, hey, is it better to solo mine or is it better to pool mine? In the long run, it probably is going to be better to pool mine, just simply because there is no variance. Pretty much you get the exact amount of Kaspa you're supposed to get because it's printing pretty much every single second the equivalent amount that you should be getting. Whereas in solo, you really just don't know. I mean, there's a chance that you can outperform. There's a chance that you won't outperform. So the answer as to whether or not you should be solo mining or not, I would just say, man, if you're really interested in trying to solo mine, make sure you do solo mine to your own node, because you can at least save on fees. Because if you were solo mining on a pool, you will lose out on some Kaspa because of fees. So when you're solo mining to your own node, you're not reliant on a pool, so you don't got to pay any kind of fees. And you're also not reliant on the pool remaining operational. So anytime a pool goes down, which does happen sometimes, you can still be mining Kaspa just fine. And that is actually really good because the network difficulty drops when a pool goes down, and you may have a higher chance of finding Kaspa during that time period. So there's not really a concrete answer as to whether or not you should or shouldn't. I would always just say, hey, give it a try. And if you are going to try it, make sure you are solo mining to your own node, and make sure you go into it with a long-term mindset, because I want to continue this test for the long run, especially because 10 blocks per second is going to be coming out here soon within the next few months. I want to really see what happens if someone is solo mining on Kaspa, whether or not it was worth it like a year from now. So I'm going to keep you guys updated, but at the current moment, I'm going to keep my miners solo mining, except for the KS0 Pro. But once 10 blocks per second comes online, I'm going to be adding the KS0 Pro to solo mining, since the variance should decrease significantly, since there is going to be 10 blocks per second at that point. So next, I want to talk about the current state of Kaspa mining and whether or not you should get involved and get in the mining game. So pretty much at the current state that we're in right now, it's really not worth it to get involved with Kaspa mining. You could see that if your kilowatt per hour was 10 cents, which personally over here, it kind of ranges, but mine is about 7 to 9 cents. But if you are at 10 cents, you could see that pretty much every single miner is negative. And me currently being at about 7 to 9 cents, you could see that only a few miners are in the positive if you're going to be profiting each day, and the rest of them are still in the negative. So right now, if you're a miner, you're just pretty much playing the waiting game and hoping that Kaspa does appreciate in price in the long run, so that it really does become much more profitable all that time you spent mining and just basically paying at a loss the electric bill. But currently here, you can see that the only miners that are profitable are these three right here: the Bitmain KS5 Pro, the KS5, and then the KS5M. These are pretty much bringing in at least $1 to $6 a day. So at the current moment, if you are seriously focused on profitability only, and you don't think it's a good idea to buy a miner and just not be profitable at all, you have pretty much no willingness to take that kind of risk, then yeah, I would say buying Kaspa is pretty much the better option here. And you're going to be making more Kaspa if you just simply buy the Kaspa now. Now, if you are an individual that is pretty much heavily allocated into Kaspa already, and you're just pretty much more interested in getting involved with mining because you just simply want to learn and you want to just get the experience of mining for the first time, then by all means, I would just suggest get yourself like one of the highest end home miner models, which is the KS2 Lite or even pick up a KS0 Ultra just so that you can get the experience and kind of learn how mining works. You can even learn how to solo mine and do all that kind of stuff. And you can pretty much get the best price for these. It says here it's $460, but I haven't really seen that anywhere. You're pretty much going to be spending almost $600 to $800 if you're trying to get a KS2 Lite, which in my opinion is overpriced. But if you can get a good deal from someone, then yeah, look into it. And then the KS0 Ultra, I'm pretty sure they have these on Ice River, and you can get them for about $200. I'm pretty sure you cannot get it for $80 anywhere, especially because it's probably not accounting for like fees and shipping and all that. So on the Ice River website itself, you should be able to pick this up for like $200. So I think it's really good to get the experience, and if you're just interested in learning about Kaspa mining. Now, if you're someone that has a lot of capital, you already have Kaspa, and you're more interested in the long-term potential of Kaspa, and you're willing to take high risk, then the current state of mining for Kaspa, I believe, is in a very high risk, high reward situation. And the reason for that is because in the next few months here, Kaspa is going to be upgrading to 10 blocks per second, which is going to be increasing the throughput of Kaspa to allow for thousands of transactions per second to come through, which will encourage more use of the network. And this could increase fees. And also the fact that there's going to be more blocks every second could also make solo mining more profitable for a lot more powerful miners, since the variance is going to decrease a lot. My KS0 Pro, like I said, I'll be throwing that on solo mining once we have 10 blocks per second, because I believe there will be a higher chance for the Pro to find blocks, and it may turn out more profitable than pool mining, since these blocks may contain more fees, especially because in the future here, we're going to be expecting smart contracts more towards the end of the year, but smart contracts on Kaspa can really be a big game changer and really just bring more network usage, which could increase the fees. It can possibly also increase the price, and then things can flip really quickly here, and then these miners can really be profitable. So at the current price of Kaspa, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to buy a miner at all, but things can flip pretty quickly here, where the price increases super fast, and then it actually makes sense to maybe pick up a miner, because the miner may be able to make you more Kaspa, whereas if you were to buy Kaspa itself at the current price, you wouldn't get the same amount of Kaspa if you would have just bought the miner instead. So like I said, it's a high risk, high reward situation here when it comes to Kaspa mining right now, but I really do believe in the future outlook of Kaspa, and the adoption that I believe is going to be coming is going to make mining really, really profitable. And for those of you who maybe have these more powerful miners and it's just simply not profitable for you, I would recommend you not to sell them yet, just simply because of all of these advancements that Kaspa is going to have. It could make these miners super profitable again, and you'll be happy that you didn't sell them to somebody else, but you instead just held on to them. You can just turn them off, keep them off maybe for a few more months, and maybe only turn them on when it looks like the network is experiencing higher fees and higher block rewards. But I would say maybe holding on to your old miners is going to be a smart play here, just simply because I do believe in the potential huge adoption that Kaspa is going to be receiving here within the next year. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And before we go, if you have not considered getting yourself a Tangent wallet, this is a really great wallet to store your Kaspa offline and off exchanges. This is a cold storage wallet, and if you do get the Tangent wallet, please do not opt in for the seed phrase, because you basically defeat the purpose of your purchase. But if you use the code KASPASILVER at the checkout, you will receive 10% off your order, and I will also receive a commission, which greatly does help support the channel. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, check the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and also, by the way, join my Discord. The link is down below. It's public. If you guys want to sit in there and chat with me or other like-minded people, my Discord is open to the public for anyone to join. And also check out the Patreon if you do want to support me and get some more access to the Discord. So thank you again. And as always, Don't be average, be different.